Okay, this is Sluice. And the pitch is right there in the headline. Pay and verify on Filecoin from Curl. Filecoin's on-chain cloud gives you two genuinely useful things: verifiable storage and programmable payments. The problem has always been how you reach them. Because the Synapse SDK that drives both of those is JavaScript. Only JavaScript. So if your agent happens to run in Python or Go or Rust, or it's just a shell script with curl in it, you are locked out. Sluice fixes that by running the SDK server side and putting plain HTTP in front of it. And the numbers under the fold tell the whole story. 4 REST endpoints, no SDK required, 0 lines of JavaScript on the caller, and 1 human between an agent and your funds. That last number is really the entire idea. For calls, and 1 safety valve. Payments over REST. Deposit into Filecoin Pay, raise a warm storage allowance, or settle a payment rail, and each one of those is a single post. The Synapse SDK runs inside Sluice, not inside your app. Your application never touches it and never holds a key. And here's the whole surface area. 5 endpoints. For gated operations, plus a health check that needs no key at all. That is the entire API a caller ever has to learn. Provider selection, piece CID computation, rail creation, proof timing, all of it happens inside the gateway. Now into the docs, because the security model is the interesting part here. Sluice sits behind 2 independent limits, and it is genuinely worth knowing which one you're hitting. The first is your API key cap, and that one is enforced by Sluice. Under it, a request executes immediately. Over it, it gets held until you decide. And every failure comes back as a stable code, unauthorized, forbidden, conflict, too many requests. You branch on the code. And that is the whole contract. So now let's actually go and use it. And this is the control room. Your Filecoin Pay account, the limits agents spend within, and every payment they have ever made. Across the top, what's waiting on your approval, what's been spent, how much allowance is left, and whether operator access is granted. Setup is 3 steps. Step 1 is linking your address, so we connect a wallet. This part only signs a message. It costs no gas, and it authorizes nothing on its own. It just proves you control the address. Spending rights are granted separately and on-chain, which is step 2. Grant operator access. This is the real one, and it is an actual transaction. And these 2 numbers are the ceiling. Max total is the most that can ever be committed. Max rate is how fast it is allowed to drain per epoch. Once this confirms, that limit lives inside the Filecoin Pay contract, not inside Sluice. It is the hard ceiling on everything the gateway can ever commit, and no bug on Sluice's side can exceed it. And there it is. Operator access granted. Agents can now spend within these limits. You can change those limits or revoke the whole thing from this same panel. Now a token spending cap request, so the contract can actually move the stablecoin on your behalf. And this is the part people miss. Withdraw and withdraw to revert. An operator can push your funds along a payment rail, but it can never pull them out to itself. Now let's go over into VS Code, because I want to show you the script itself. This file here is demo.py, and this is what an agent actually does. It is plain Python, nothing but the request library. It hits the health endpoint, authorizes a payment, and then pulls the status endpoint until that payment settles. And down in the terminal, you can see a full run that already went through. Small payment, large payment, then a stored piece. Back in the dashboard, a payment is going through under the cap. No prompt, no signature, no human. It is inside the limits, so it simply executes. And it lands in the payment history with its own transaction hash. Now we run the script again, and this is the moment that matters. The small payment, under the cap, executes immediately. Then the large one comes back pending approval. Nothing has been signed. And there it is in the control room. Held, waiting on you. 12 USDFC, awaiting approval, with a reject button and an approve button. Until a human clicks one of those, that money does not move. Now, storage deals lock funds up front, so the lockup allowance has to be big enough to cover them. So we change the limits, raise the ceiling to 14, and top up the escrow sitting behind it. And notice what a deposit actually is. It moves stablecoin from your wallet into your own escrow. Only you can ever withdraw it back out. Every one of these is a real transaction on the Filecoin calibration testnet, signed from this wallet. But look at the payment history. There is a failed one sitting there in red. So let's read that error in the terminal, because honestly, this is the best moment in the whole demo. The contract function modify rail lockup reverted. Invariant failure, insufficient funds to cover lockup after function execution. Sluice asked the chain to commit 12 USDFC, and the chain said no. That is the second gate doing exactly what it is supposed to do. The ceiling is not a setting in a dashboard, it is enforced by the contract itself. So we raise it properly, save the limits, and run the whole thing one more time. Gateway is healthy. Small payment, under the cap. 200, okay. Executed straight away, with a transaction on the Filecoin Explorer. And it reuses the existing rail. So repeat payments to the same recipient don't cost an extra transaction. Then the large one, 202 held. A human approves it, and only then is it released and executed. And finally, storage. Store a piece, get a piece CID back, then verify its proof of data possession. Healthy, last proven, and the next proof already scheduled. Payments and proofs on Filecoin, from anything that can make an HTTP request. That's Sluice.